welcome to my first ever NBA 2K18 rebuild series, or my league series, either way you want to tell it. So it does say in the left top hand corner, well, below the elapsed time and all that bullshit, my GM. We're not doing my GM, because I would have done my GM, but it takes too long. I've started to realize that it takes way too long to do my GM, dude. It's, oh god, it's terrible. And now they made it even longer with the now making it like a story mode. Whereas a GM, you're a story and jury mode, which I like. I played it already, and it's really cool. But I don't feel like doing that on this series. So I'm just coming through, and I'm showing you who teams are really good. And I'm going to talk about teams as well as who I'm rebuilding. And, well, we're going to take a few parts to get that done. But, yeah. So it does show Boston Celtics. Dude, funny has it, Kyrie Irving is Kyrie Irving. Obviously, you know, or Irving. I don't really give a shit. I say it over and over again. Has been traded to the Boston Celtics for obviously Isaiah Thomas. This is incredible. I think it's not a good trade on one part. That Kyrie Irving is younger and way better to me. To me, he's way better. Sadly, he didn't want to be in the Cavalier country anymore. He wanted to be on a team where he could lead and be the top guy to go to. And obviously, even though, and he picked out Boston, a few other teams, Cleveland saw that they had Isaiah Thomas and how good he played last season. And they said, well, you know what, Boston? Hey, we're over here. We have this 25-year-old point guard that is a superstar but doesn't want to be on this team anymore. Do you want to have him for Isaiah Thomas? And I think it was a pick, Was it a pick? Yeah, it might have been a pick. And they were like, oh, well, hell yeah. It's Kyrie Irving. He's younger. He's more talented. His contract is not, well, his contract's bigger, but it got another year so they can re-sign it easily. There you go. Boston Celtics. So, if you are thinking, oh, Boston Celtics, that's the team you're rebuilding, you're crazy. No. This team is going to be in the top 8 every season. Well, I believe in the top 8 every season because of this trade. And then you got Hayward on the team. You got Hayward on the team. I'm so sorry. Horford. Smart is finally coming around. He's now switched over to shooting guard. A bunch of young talent on this team. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's going to either be used as a starting small forward with Marcus Morris as the backup as a power forward, or I think they would either do it would be the other way around. You know, that's just me. Because Jaylen Brown will not be either starting either positions. He's not even a point guard. He's not even a power forward. He's a shooting guard. So know about that. You know, Cleveland. Chicago Bulls was on the list. Chicago Bulls, you know, they need one. If you didn't notice, sorry, that keeps coming up. If you've seen a black blob show up every time in the corner, that's my controller dying. I have to switch over to another controller. 1 second. All right. Now it's gonna be a tough rebuild. This rebuild is gonna be even harder. I mean, look at the team now. Their best player is Zach LaVine, and if you didn't hear it, Dwayne Wade's now a free agent. So that puts two original Miami Heat, or the Miami Heat, Miami Big Three is in the free agency right now. Bosh and Dwayne Wade. And right now, Wade could be going to the Cavs, if you haven't heard. He's possibly going to the Cavs because of his strong relations to James. But this would put him over the luxury tax completely, and they would have to pay over $100 million in luxury tax for it. But yeah, that's what's happening. Milwaukee Bucks, that's an interesting one, but I mean, they're pretty good. They're actually really good, to be honest. I mean, you got Antetokounmpo, who's a absolute beast. Shooting wise, he's a great inside shooter. He's a great mid range shooter. And them signing him back was the greatest idea of the Milwaukee Bucks ever. They had to sign him back. That's just what I would say. Sixers were on the list. I mean, they're a young squad that can compete these years. I think they have a chance. I don't know about the playoffs. I think they have a chance of getting over at least 30 games this season. They haven't gotten over 30 wins in a very good time. They almost got it last season, going 28 wins. But I think they can get over 35 at least this season. People said I should do Washington. No, they're just too good, man. They're a playoff team almost every year. Don't get me wrong, I would so do them because of just the team. When you got John Wall and Bradley Beal leading the way, and then Otto Porter. I mean, this is a young team with a bunch of old guys, with some veterans, but mostly a lot of really good players. I mean, John Wall, Bradley Beal, Otto Porter, Morris. You know, just a bunch of really good players. So they were never on my list. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about that. Trailblazers are actually on my list because they're kind of falling off. They're kind of falling off the rack right now, you know. I know that's kind of weird. That's kind of crazy to sound. But, yeah, the reason why I say it is because look at their team. You got 3 really good guys, and then it just falls off from there. It's just not really any good players after the top 3. I mean, Lillard, McCollum, the addition of Nurkic on the team from last season, that was a great addition. But then after that, there's just not really any really good players. I think the signing of Evan Turner is okay if you look at his mediocre defense and his okay offense. I mean, he's in there and he's not there. Harkless, that's an okay guy. Aminu, he's kind of fallen off. Collins, he's okay. Vonleh, you know, that's just not even there. Ed Davis, Andrew Morrow, I think it's this, what is that? Shabazz Napier. She's not any great. Michael Leonard, Myers Leonard, good lord. Yeah, she's not really any good guys behind the top 3. And what is that? Why does it have that 2-way deal? He must be a 2-way player. Gotta be. Yeah, same one right there. Minnesota was a good pick, but good lord, look at their team now. They got fucking Jimmy Butler on their team, man. They're gonna make the playoffs. I think they'll make the playoffs this season. I just say that because look at their team. You got Towns, who's still young and absolutely incredible. Now you got Jimmy Butler off a trade. Andrew Wiggins is just getting even better every day. Even though it'll be difficult to re-sign both of those guys because of their contracts. They're both going to want over $100 million, which I think we can pull off, but it just depends on how the salary cap was, if we even play them. Jeff Teague. Oh, shit, I don't know his name. Jamal Crawford, the 37-year-old shooting guard from the Clippers. Todd Gibson, who came over from Chicago with Butler. A great addition to the team, who will start at power forward if they do start him. Gorgie Dean is still a really good center, even though he's older. Shabazz, god damn it, is that Shabazz? Yeah, Shabazz Muhammad. I knew it was Shabazz. Aaron Brooks. Yeah, Aaron Brooks, an okay point guard, but a good backup to be put at your sport because of his shooting. Another point guard. This guy needs to be gone. Tyus Jones needs to be traded. He's nothing. He's nothing to this team anymore. I would trade him if I was with this team. The Thunder, they got their big 3, man. They got their big 3. I think they have a big 3 here. Russell Westbrook, Paul George. I mean, those two alone are really good. And then you add Carmelo Anthony, who's starting to decline. He's not completely declining, but he's getting to the stage where declining's in the options is coming. So, do I say this is a big 3? Yeah, for one season. Look at their contracts. 1 year each on all 3. Westbrook, man, I don't know how long you're going to stay. I just don't see how long you're going to stay, man. How long will Russell Westbrook stay? That's what I mean. Last season, you could just tell they were not the same team as the seasons before when Durant was there. You can just tell because of the win column. But Westbrook alone had an outstanding season. Will he do that? Will he do a triple-double this season? I mean, he could average double-double, but triple-double, I don't know. It depends on if he wants to give away the ball more, because he averaged over 30 points a game. And I know that Paul George and Carmelo Anthony are not wanting that. They're ball happy. They want the ball. They need the ball in their hands most of the time, just like Westbrook does. But these contracts, can they sign these three guys back after the season ends? That's my question. Anthony, I don't know. They might let go Anthony because of his age. I'm talking about games. In reality, they could probably resign all these three guys, but the luxury tax will go absolutely nuts when they do. In the game, usually Anthony doesn't. He doesn't resign. They drop him into free agency. Somebody who really wants him, usually New York Knicks, because weirdly, I did a mod league for just one season just to see how it would go, because with the team we picked, and I don't know why, but they did, and he did, and that's weird. But you got Steven Adams over here holding over $100 million contract with 4 years on it. I mean, it's good. I think it's okay. And he was a backup last year, so him being on this team is actually really good. I know he's really good. His points is absolutely terrible, but his defense is absolutely incredible. Phoenix Suns. This team was on my list because, I mean, look at their team. I mean, hey, Booker's there all day long. Bledsoe's there. I mean, if I was Phoenix, I mean, Bledsoe, you gotta keep him. Do you keep him or not? That's my question. T.J. Warren, Josh Jackson, Chris, great shooter. Tyler Chandler. Was that Tyler Chandler? Yeah, Tyson Chandler. Really old guy, but he's still pretty good. Ulis, coming out of Kentucky 2 seasons ago. Andre Williams, Jared Dudley, Brandon Knight. Even though Brandon Knight has fallen so far when it comes to overall. Dragic Bender, Daniels, Lynn. Just the team itself. Pretty good team here. San Antonio Spurs. Definitely not a team I'm going to play as because it's just who they are. They're really good. Houston Rockets, another team that is never on my list ever again. For who they are. I mean, when you have Harden and now Chris Paul and Gordon and Capella, I mean, that's a hard team to face. I mean, you got Paul and Harden, and you got backup Gordon, who will take the backup minutes. They got a team here. This is Demetrius Jackson. Raptors are not on my list because of the team they are. It's just not a team I would keep. Detroit's on my list definitely because of just the team. I mean, if I was the team, Drummond is my guy I'm going to pass to almost every day. But yeah. I mean, defensively, they're great because of Drummond. Offensively, they're terrible. Pelicans were on my list, and they still are, but I don't know if I'm going to want to play with them. I don't know, because, they got two great guys, and then you got the team behind them. That's the only reason why they're being held down a little bit. The Indiana Pacers are definitely on my list. I mean, after Paul George left, I mean, what do you got now? You only got Miles Turner. This young guy can't lead the team itself. Oladipo's okay, but he's not always the guy you want to go to. Darren Collison over the summer, that was a great grab. Bogdanovich, I don't really know. That was a good grab. Thaddeus Young still being on the team is a great job. Stevenson being the starting backup shooting guard. Just depends how good he is. I mean, it's just this team itself. I just don't know. Stevenson, Cole Joseph. I think it's Cole Joseph. Oops, sorry. Corey Joseph. Good point guard. Good point guard. Good shooter. I think he's a better. I mean, he would be a pretty good shooting guard, to be honest. Al Jefferson. Jeez. Glenn Robinson III, Sabonis, I think it's Sabonis. I can't remember his name. Joseph Young. Yeah. TJ Leaf. Yeah. This team I could be, because of how good they are, because of the talent they're showing. The Nuggets. I had them on my list, but they're really good, and I still have them on the list. It just depends on if I want to actually play them. But yeah, Brooklyn's on my list. I mean, I don't even think D'Angelo Russell should be even. Should be an 80 overall. He should not be an 80 overall player. He's not. He's just not. He's just not that. Dallas Mavericks are obviously on my list. Magic are on my list because their offense is absolutely terrible. Lakers are on my list. I don't know why, because I would let the Lakers go out themselves and just see how they go. Knicks are obviously on my list after they lose. What's his Melo? I just don't know how they're going to be good. I mean, you're relying on Porzingis and a somewhat okay Hardaway Jr. and a pretty good Enes Kanter to lead this team around. Sacramento team you got to look at. I did a 3-year series with Dallas, a 3-season series with Dallas on this team, and for some odd reason, Sacramento was second seed in one year. I don't know how they got second seed. I'm very surprised they did. Jazz are on my list because of their just declining offense. Their offense is actually, I think, second worst in the NBA. Overall wise on 2K. Second worst in 2K. Under, just above the Magic by 1 because of just how terrible their offense is. Charlotte is on my list just because they haven't won an NBA championship and their records just can't get them in the playoffs. Heat are somewhat on my list, but I don't know how long they will be because they are okay. Even though they did go 41-41, I think that's their record right now. Their record is just going to stay at 41-41 because they're okay, but they're not that great. Yeah, Bulls, they're just, good Lord, the Bulls, man, they have fallen off so much since Derrick Rose left, since so many people left. I think they've just fallen off the earth almost completely. But the team I have chosen, and this is a tough pick because I didn't know who to do, who would be the best. But the team I have chosen, do like roulette. Slowing down is the Detroit Pistons. Yep, we're doing the Detroit Pistons. I've actually really thought about redoing the picks because this team, man, I don't know how good they're going to be. It just depends who's going to be good and who's not, man. This team has some good players, but most of these players just not that great. So yeah, this is going to be a fun Let's Play to see how this goes out. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Obviously, Drummond's going to be our first player to look at most of the time. That's Drummond. Alright, so let's get into... So, guys, that is the end of this video of my league. Well, no, it's not. Let's get this started. Let's start this. So, 12 minutes, obvious. Well, 12 minutes. all the way down here and choose my Hall of Fame gameplay difficulty. Let's go all the way over to our Pistons. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. If y'all didn't hear, Embrace the Pace, who used to be top of the charts when it came to custom draft classes that were really close to the official ones. Yeah. Embrace the Pace, who's always at the top, is not the official one this year. He's not at the top because here's what he said. No drafts from me this year. He's done doing drafts this year. He don't know about next year, but this year he's not. Incredible. But NBA 2K Creations has took the top of the charts from TKOB, TCOB. So we're going to pick NBA 2K Creations, of course. Of course, Pistons have 3 NBA championships already. Let's look at our roster. We got I already know who I'm picking, free agent wise. Look who's on the free agency now, Dwayne Wade. I'm not picking him. Don't worry. I'm not picking Dwayne Wade. Hell no. This dude's too old. Fuck that. I'm not even gonna go near Dwayne Wade. I'm taking a risk here. I know this is a risk because I don't know if he'll produce or if we're even gonna need him because I mean this guy is okay. We're going to select Chris Bosh here. Now, hear me out. I think as a shooter, he's amazing. That's why I'm going to pick him. Because we need a starting power forward. I don't see why I don't want to lure on my power forward team. Hell no. Lure's not even going to start power forward. But our starting power forward is going to be Chris Bosh. We're going to see if we can negotiate a contract. Holy shit, we can't. Because his contract would drop us. Holy shit. We're gonna have to think about this. Okay, we gotta think about this. Drummond's contract's killing us. Jackson's contract's killing us. See, John, what the fuck? Why did we sign this guy? What the hell? Why did we sign this guy? I'm sorry to just jump on somebody, but what the fuck is this guy even on our team? He's terrible. I don't understand why this guy's on our team, man. Oh god, the 30 million. Oh my goodness, all these freaking Langston Galloway. What the fuck, man? Dude, no. Jeez. Christ, mate. My eyes are hurting. Because just looking at it. Alright, we're getting rid of Ish Smith. We don't need this guy. I hate to say it, we don't need this guy. No. No. Who can we get from Ish Smith? I don't want a big contract. We could get Patrick Beverly. What? What? His scoring is absolutely terrible. But his defense is great. Dwayne Dedman. Wayne Ellington. Marvin Williams. Contract? Heck no. Unless I wanted to get rid of Marjanovic. I can't say that guy's name. Vince Carter. Jesus Christ. Measury. Measury's actually pretty good. Devin Harris. Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie. That name, man. Dare Arthur. Glenn Robinson III. They would give us Glenn Robinson III. Why? We definitely have to work on his defense, though. Actually, let me look at my players. We could use him as a backup small forward unless we wanted to still use Stanley Johnson. Stanley Johnson's defense is way better, though. So, probably not. What about Lance Galloway? He's just too young to get rid of. He's a good player. Just want to keep him. Ish Smith, though, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep him. Well, I don't, because obviously I'm trying to get rid of him because of his contract. Anthony Brown's a two-way contract, so that's why it says that. He's a terrible player. Alan Williams. He gives Alan Williams. What about we keep this guy? Let's try to see if we can get John. Let's see if we can try to get John Lure away for. We like what we have as far as this trade is. Well, that doesn't tell us anything. Oh, it tells us they don't want the trade. They've agreed for the offer. Okay. See, that gives us some guy I don't want. John Lure's not really a guy I want. We get a lesser contract. I mean, we still can't probably get Chris Bosh though. Nope. Dang, it's still a lot of money. Jesus Christ, mate. We're so much over. We're 14 million over our contract right now. Oh, son of a bitch. What can we get for Reggie? Maybe we can, like, drop Reggie Jackson somewhere for his contract and then pick up somebody who's better. See if we can get somebody. Jeez, Matthew Dellavedova. Hell no. Hell no. Dude, I want a point guard. Give me a point guard. Give me a good point guard. I mean, that fucking contract's just too much, man. Jesus. Maybe it's Julius Randle. Oh, for our contract, though. For our pick. That's a big pickup. But, no. Wait. JJ Barrera. No. Jeremy Lin. I don't know. That's one that oh geez, I don't know. I don't know about Sean Kilpatrick being on my team. Emmanuel Mudiay. They would want to give us Emmanuel Mudiay as well as Kenneth Faried. Yeah, that's a tough one. Stevens. His defense is better, his shooting's pretty good, and his playmaking's pretty good. His age, though, I don't like. As they usually say, age don't really matter sometimes. This guy's good, though. His shooting's great. He has great playmaking. He has great perimeter defense, which is something we don't have right now. Rebounding, we don't really need. Athleticism is okay. It's between either Jeremy Lin right now, either Jeremy Lin or Darren Collison. Darren Collison's contract's less than Jeremy Lin. That's tough. That's tough to pick. But I think we're gonna go with Jeremy Lin. I can get away a 2020 first round draft pick. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. That drops our salary cap a little bit here. You know, it drops it a lot because I mean, Reggie Jackson's That still don't drop it a lot, sadly. How many shooting guards do we have now? That's 1, 2. Actually, that's a good shooting guard pick. Why is Stanley Johnson's overall dropping? Jesus Christ. As right now, Detroit is where I wanted this still a long time left for my contract. Ooh, this is a tough pick, man. Better point guard. That's all I gotta say. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to start Allen Williams now. I definitely don't want to start Allen Williams. He's even worse. Look at his inside shooting. It's even worse than Lure. What why he's so good is he got good rebounding skills. I mean, I would start Tolliver over him, sadly. That's something I wouldn't say. Oh, man. Well, that's our roster at the moment, but yeah. So I'll see y'all later. And have a good rest of your day. Morning Joe, motherfucking Joe out.